WEVV Fox TV proudly presents Salute to Freedom 95, featuring the National City Bank's Freedom Festival Fireworks Spectacular. This special live broadcast, originating from the banks of the Ohio River in downtown Evansville, is presented by Accordia of Evansville, bringing the power of foresight to all your insurance needs. By Kenny Kent Toyota, Lexus, Mitsubishi. By Boost, the energy nutritional drink. By St. Mary's Medical Center. When you need some special care, we'll be there. By Keister's, your do-it centers and hardware stores. By Schnucks Markets, the friendliest stores in town. By Rally Hamburgers, twice as good, twice as fast. By GFI Pharmaceutical, tomorrow's medicine today. By Burdett Park, for the times of your life. By Sigico, making a powerful difference. And by National City Bank, sponsor of the Freedom Festival Fireworks Spectacular. Your hosts for tonight's show from 104 FM WIKY, Joe Blair. From the news at 9, meteorologist Pete Grigsby. And from the Buzz, Beth Ann Patmetis.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. One day removed. We are coming to you live from Evansville's downtown riverfront, where in just 5 minutes, we will see a spectacular fireworks display.
That's right, Beth. We will also be joined by Joe Blair from WIKY in a little bit. After the fireworks, we will continue with WEVV's annual salute to freedom by taking a look at the Four Freedoms Monument and a look back at this year's Freedom Festival.
That all comes your way next. But first, we are going to throw it inside to Paul Morrison for a WEVV news update. Paul?
Thanks, guys. Here's a look at what's happening tonight. Evansville isn't the only city to have had its fireworks display postponed by last night's bad weather. Owensboro's fireworks also fell victim to the storms. They have been rescheduled now for Saturday night at 9:15. That's this Saturday at 9:15 in Owensboro. Well, the Main Street Walkway and riverfront renovations, which play host to a field of fireworks fans, are both outgrowths of the city's original master plan. Well, now, members of the same group are trying to make plans for what downtown Evansville will look like in the year 2000. The steering committee is considering a new convention center, an entertainment district, which would play to the riverboat, a new arena, and possibly a children's center.
Some of those things do include traffic, some will include parking. They'll include the tying of the development from the riverboat to the downtown area.
Elsewhere tonight, an assistant city attorney in the city of Evansville resigns following his arrest for alleged drunk driving. Scott Danks, among other things, served as the police merit commission attorney. Early Sunday morning, officers stopped Danks for allegedly running a stop sign and speeding. Police say he failed a breathalyzer test. He verbally abused officers during the arrest, then later issued an apology. Tonight, the city says he resigned his position. And Kentucky State Police are investigating a death in Muhlenberg County this evening. Police say 49-year-old David Randolph of Greenville was found outside his home this morning. He had been shot. An autopsy will be performed tomorrow to determine if there is any foul play involved. And that brings you up to date on news headlines this 5th of July evening. Meteorologist Pete Grigsby will be back with a weather update in just a moment.
Welcome back. We are just a few moments away from the Big Bang. First, let's check the weather forecast. Out there now, we have a few clouds and our temperature around, 78 degrees. Winds are from the south, about 14 miles an hour. Do we have those? Well, we'll just show you what the winds are doing right now. Let's go on to advanced Doppler. If we can't show you the currents, we'll go on and show you what's going on precipitation-wise. No rainfall around the tri-state as of right now. Let's see, do we have those? Well, we'll just talk about the weather then. We're expecting just a few clouds tonight with a slight chance of rain. Looks like, there we go, there, the advanced Doppler showing the precipitation just east of the tri-state, southwest Madisonville getting some light precipitation. There is an actual cold front right over our heads. Most of the precipitation, though, is staying to the south of us. A few thunderstorms over areas of Mississippi and Alabama, some light shower activity over central Kentucky, but you can see the window right over the tri-state, no rain to speak of. Cold front will move on through tonight, leave us with beautiful weather by tomorrow and tomorrow night, but it looks like we're just a few moments away from the Big Bang here at the tri-state and with perfect weather conditions. So please don't go away.
Welcome back to Salute to Freedom 95. WIKY Morning Man Joe Blair joins us now in his usual location each year at this time. Nice to have you alongside again, Joe.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Pete. This is almost a tradition now that we are here with the fireworks and with Fox 44 and the synchronized display. It's going to be fantastic this year, the best display ever. And the fireworks will begin shortly in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the fireworks begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now celebrate the closing of the 26th Annual Freedom Festival celebration with the National City Bank's Freedom Festival Fireworks Spectacular. Please rise and join Ms. Whitney Houston for the singing of our national anthem. In this, the 50th year since the end of World War II, let us take a moment to pay tribute to the men and women who have served the United States Armed Forces through the years. We wish not only to honor veterans of World War II, but also those who have represented their country in Korea, in Vietnam, Panama, the Persian Gulf, and in all other fields of service in both war and peacetime. This is for our American champions of freedom everywhere.
Wow.
Oh,
what a great
man.
show.
That was a great show.
Francis Scott Key would have lost his powdered wig on that one. Woo! That was great, wasn't it?
I
What a
like the fact that
finale.
it was windy because it kept all the fireworks separate this year.
And no bugs.
And no bugs.
right.
It was great.
It was quite hot the past 2 years. It's beautiful tonight. I think it gets better each year, though, firework-wise.
Good job, Pete. That was a great
Thanks.
forecast.
All
Bless
right,
your
I'll
heart.
take credit for that. Joe, thanks a lot. We know you've got other things you've got to get to with the radio station and all, but Joe Blair from the WIKY, thank you for joining us again this year.
And thank you very much for having me. It's a tradition with Fox 44 and WIKY, simulcasting, and our listeners will go back to normal programming now, and Fox 44 still has some great things about the festival.
All right, thanks, Joe. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot. Well, don't go away. Beth and I will be back with more right after this.
Welcome back to Salute to Freedom 95. Pete has found a few friends on the riverfront tonight. All of them are pretty excited about the National City Bank fireworks. Pete?
Okay, here we are on Main Street, 44 Main Street, and also down on the riverside. We've got a few people here. But first of all, what'd you think of the show? What's your name, first of all?
I'm Karen Stevens. It was wonderful with the music. It's real good.
What'd you like most about did you like the finale, or did you like the food on the street, or what did you enjoy?
Really the finale, probably.
Yeah, it was pretty spectacular, huh? What about yourself, sir? What's your name?
Bob Headley.
All right, what do you like most about America? If you were to say your favorite thing about America, this great country, what would you say?
Well, I got to tell you, my dad was in the Navy for 20 years, and we moved to a different country every 2 years as I was a kid growing up. And it really makes you appreciate the freedoms that we have in this country and the liberty that we have and the fact that you can go out and produce whatever you want to produce and really grow.
Well, I guess a show like this and a holiday means a lot to you and your family then, doesn't it?
Not only that, the music with it really hits you right home, and it really makes you appreciate the day.
Okay. Well, let's talk to some younger ones here. And first of all, I want to find out what you thought of this. What's your name?
Siobhan Elizabeth Headley.
And what'd you think of the fireworks?
I think it was pretty neat.
Pretty neat. Did you come last year?
Yes, I come every year.
Every year, huh? Boy, you're a devoted fan. Do you think it was better this year than ever?
Yes.
What are your favorite colors of the fireworks?
The red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. How about that? Who we have here?
Ashley Lee Smith.
Ashley, what'd you think about it?
It was cool.
Cool or cold?
Cool.
Cool, huh? Yeah, I like the loud sounds. Don't you like the loud sounds? Okay, and what's your name, sir?
Hunter A. Stevens.
Okay, and what'd you think about it?
It was awesome and it was cool.
Oh, this is awesome. You hear that? It's awesome. Did you eat any of the corn dogs down here?
No.
Oh, no corn dogs, huh? You think you'll come back next year, all of you? You think you'll come back?
Oh, definitely.
She had a corn dog and a cotton candy.
Lots of food, lots of corn dogs. I had a corn dog earlier. It was great. Well, I tell you what, we've had a lot of fun here. Let's get a shot really quick over this whole group here. They're by surprise. Notice how they all scattered. First of all, hey, wait, where you going? Where you going? Oh, we got a group right here. Tell me something. Did you like the show? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was really neat.
Did you come last year?
Yeah.
What do you think? Better this year than last year?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's hear one big scream. Come on. All right, well, there you have it. I guess I'll party a little more down on the Main Street. Back to you, Beth Ann.
Thanks, Pete. Check your hearing at the door. We'll come back in a moment with a look at how this big show came together after this. welcome back. We're still a little breathless from the fireworks display from about 10 minutes ago, but it was a great evening. We had lots of people down here, and we're so glad that you're at home watching this program.
It's fun to have everyone in such a 4th of July spirit, you know, the people with flags, wearing the flags on their shirts and everything, and of course just feeling the spirit down here. A lot of people still watching us now, just don't want to go home after a show like that.
Well, you know, it only takes about 20 minutes for the show to go off, but it takes a lot longer to set it up. Warren Korf takes a look at this labor of love.
The 4th of July fireworks display lasts about 21 minutes, but it takes a year of preparation and planning and a lot of manual labor.
There's probably close to thousands of man-hours in this show. If you break it down into the number of hours that are involved in it, the actual setup portion of it, which is here in Evansville and coming down here, it takes a crew of 6, 3 days, about 14 hours a day to put it together.
Much of the work in the final days consists of manually loading the shells and laying the 11,000 feet of wire necessary to make the show work. The day of the show, crews simply check the circuits and make last-minute repairs.
Every show I do is just pretty much custom designed around where I'm doing it. Evansville, because of it's unique in the fact that we're on the river. Being on the river, it's a big sky, it's a big stage to fill, so everything I do here is on a grand scale.
This 12-inch shell contains one of the crowd favorites at the 4th of July display. It's one of the largest fireworks here. On one end, you have a bunch of gunpowder. On the other end, you have comets that create the tail display as it leaves the barge, which, by the way, is for show, nothing else.
That's one of them. That's good.
Spectra had an extra variable this year, a chance of rain all weekend, which made preparations look like a piece of Christo artwork.
During the actual fireworks display itself, if it's just a mild rain and it's not too bad, it really doesn't bother it too much because we have the capability, if need be, to shoot right through the plastic. The only thing that would prevent us from doing this show is a real violent storm, because if there's heavy winds and that kind of situation, then we just couldn't do it.
Milton must manually fire each shell. That makes his job even more difficult in Evansville, since this show is set to music. He keeps time by listening to a recording that tells him when to fire each round. Other than some timing problems, there are other obvious risks associated with preparing a fireworks display, but Milton says this business is no more dangerous than any other, so long as it is treated with respect and the operators know what they are doing.
The part of this business that to me is more dangerous than the actually working with fireworks is being out on the interstate highways traveling in the vehicle that you're in. Not because you're carrying fireworks, but just because of the travel involved. Travel over the country is probably more dangerous than doing the show.
When most artists complete a piece of work, they at least have time to enjoy the finished product. Not Milton. He says he's too busy during the show to look up, so he just hopes everybody else gets a bang out. In Evansville, Warren Korf, News at 9.
I'm glad it's their job and not mine.
Can you imagine all that wire they use and all the explosives?
I would be too afraid.
I'm glad they're out on the river. I mean, you know, we're far enough away from them, I think, for something like that.
Me
anyway,
too.
When we come back, we'll have an interesting look at the Four Freedoms Monument.
Next year at this time, we will probably be telling you about the rededication of the Four Freedoms Monument. The monument is one of Evansville's focal points.
That's right, Beth. Before we reach that point, though, we thought you might be interested in some of its history. Angela Cleaving has that.
The 4 pillars that make up the Four Freedoms Monument were designed for a different purpose. They supported the Chicago and Eastern Illinois Railroad Station back in 1905. In 1941, the station on the corner of 8th and Main Street was turned into a USO hall.
The soldiers from Camp Breckenridge and such would come there and celebrate, they dance and have girls. We had girls there for them to dance with and such as that. Then it became the community center a little bit later on.
And anyone that grew up in the 50s, I still think we had the best time in the world to grow up. But at that time, every school in the city, kids from every school went to the community center.
In 1965, the community center was torn down to make way for what is now the Civic Center. The pillars were cut up into several pieces and hauled off to a field where they lay waiting for 8 years. It wasn't until 1975 that all of the pieces were put back together again, and the 4 columns became the 4 Freedoms Monument. However, not all of the construction was completed. The monument was originally designed to have a bronze ribbon laced through the 26-foot tall pillars. That didn't happen because it was deemed unsafe. An eternal flame idea was blown out with a 70s gas shortage, and the $150,000 raised by the Civitan Club was gone when it came to buying bronze plates for the state's seal and brief history. So the 50 state tablets were left blank.
We also want to complete the original part of the project, which they ran, the club ran short of money back in the late 70s, and that is to put bronze plaques on each of the 50 stone tablets for the 50 states.
Now, nearly 20 years later, the pillars inscribed with the freedom of speech, religion, oppression, and fear will get a facelift. The Civitan Club is trying to raise $50,000 to repair chipped stones, broken bricks, and bad lights. Construction is slated for next spring.
Then the plan is, in its 20th year, next year, in 1996, they hope to rededicate a restored monument.
You'll have to wait until the year 2176 to see what's beneath the monument. When it was dedicated in the bicentennial year, a time capsule was buried with some prized possessions of the time, like the newspaper and music and pictures of Elvis Presley, among other things. Some other bits of information you may not know are each step leading up to the monument represents one of the first 13 colonies. And if you're ever lost downtown, the monument can help you out. It also doubles as a compass. The 4 pillars can point you north, south, east, and west. For many, though, it's Evansville's gateway. In Evansville, Angela Cleaving for Salute to Freedom.
Great piece, Angela. I tell you, I never knew there was so much history just behind that one monument. It's beautiful down there.
Wait till next year.
Oh, gosh.
Coming up next, we'll wrap things up with a look back at Freedom Festival 1995. Don't go away.
And welcome back, everyone. Well, Beth, another Freedom Festival is almost in the history books.
That's right, but before we write the last chapter, we want to take a look back at the past 2.5 weeks. We begin with Flag Day, and then with the crowning of Thunder on the Ohio's new king. It certainly has been a great Freedom Festival, and most of the officials are already planning for next year.
Oh, it's been nice. I think the big crowd pleaser is always the fireworks show, though.
And we are certainly pleased to be able to bring the show to you each and every year at this time. We hope you've had a good time. Take a few seconds now to notice the names of the people who have made this all possible. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
This special live broadcast of the National City Bank's Freedom Festival Fireworks Spectacular has been presented by Sigico, making a powerful difference. By Burdett Park, for the times of your life. By GFI Pharmaceutical, tomorrow's medicine today. By Rally's Hamburgers, twice as good, twice as fast. By Schnucks Markets, the friendliest stores in town. By Keister's, your do-it-center and hardware stores. By St. Mary's Medical Center. When you need some special care, we'll be there. By Boost, the energy nutritional drink. By Kenny Kent Toyota Lexus Mitsubishi. By Accordia of Evansville, bringing the power of foresight to all your insurance needs. And by National City Bank, sponsor of the Freedom Festival Fireworks Spectacular. Salute to Freedom 95 has been an exclusive live presentation of the news at 9.